Hello and welcome to this special edition of Cronkite News. I'm Kendall Bartley. Thank you for joining us. Following the money. It's a saying well used by journalists around the world, as well as our Cronkite News reporters working the business beat. Tonight we bring you some of our top Arizona stories focused on making money, spending money, and protecting your hard-earned cash.
A new line of private jets was just unveiled in Phoenix, and they could be a boost to our economy. James Ehrlich joins us live with how this could improve our ranking in the aerospace employment industry.
Arizona ranked 4th in the nation for aerospace as well as aviation employment before the release. So that ranking might improve with this new line of aircraft. Honda Aircraft Company's CEO Michimaso Fujino came down to the desert to show off the new Honda aircraft line. William Cutter, who's in charge of their Southwest dealership, says he's impressed by the new features.
This is our aircraft as a demonstrator, as the dealer in the Southwest United States. A lot of the new designs that Mr. Fujino designed in are designed for efficiency, quietness, creature comfort, things that are not on any other airplanes now.
An increase in sales could benefit the Valley. Phoenix council members say this will usher in a generation of high-wage jobs benefiting chief pilots like Hall Llewellyn.
I found out that I was going to be our chief pilot and that was going to be my role moving forward with our dealership about 2.5 years ago. So it's been a long time in the making, and it's a real pleasure to be part of this and easily one of the greatest honors of my life.
The company says it's focused on creating state-of-the-art features, which are bringing in customers.
Well, the Honda Jet is the world's most advanced light jet. It's a small jet, relatively speaking, but it packs an incredible amount of performance, comfort, and Honda quality as well.
Cutter Aviation says what really sets this aircraft apart is its on-wing engine. This creates a quieter cabin space, which is pleasant for both passengers and the pilot. With the placement of the engine, it allows for more cabin space and lavatory rooms as well, and is piquing the interest of potential buyers. Those planes don't come cheap. One of the new Honda aircraft goes for $5 million. In Phoenix, I'm James Ulrich, Cronkite News.
They are marketed as mini pigs, and according to National Geographic, there are close to 1 million of them here in the U.S. and Canada. That has created some large problems when the so-called teacups start to tip the scales. Lauren Michaels met with a mini pig owner who says she was scammed.
You might have seen this advertising, especially on social media. Teacup, micro, or even nano pigs. Customers pay anywhere from $300 to $5,000 for them. But there are complaints that pigs outgrow those promises.
Come here, pork chop!
They're cute, cuddly, and with this face, possibly irresistible. That was the case for Brianna Tinsley, who bought her pig online for $1,000. She was promised her pig would stay a teacup forever.
It's embarrassing. It makes me feel kind of foolish because I didn't do my research like I should have, and I usually do. I think I just got so excited.
When Tinsley received her mini pig Otis, she didn't know he was actually dying from starvation. A very costly visit to the vet confirmed that the breeder was deliberately keeping the piglet small and lying about his eventual weight.
He grew within the first 3 months to what she said would be his max, 30 to 35 pounds. And now 5 years later, he's 120 and 125 pounds.
So Otis now lives with 560 other pigs at the Ironwood Pig Sanctuary near Tucson, and that number is growing.
I have seen it dramatically increase in the 15 years that we've been here. And we used to be able to keep up with it. We can't anymore.
The sanctuary says 70% of the pigs taken in last year were simply not wanted anymore, most due to false mini pig claims.
They should be shut down. The breeders should be shut down. They should not be allowed to continue breeding these animals. There are thousands of them going without homes.
The growth is so rapid that there's now an American Mini Pig Association to help regulate the industry. Ashley Ockery is an AMPA breeder.
I thought that it sure did seem like there was a need for some more reputable, responsible, ethical breeders to help educate the world about what miniature pigs really are.
Tinsley learned a painful lesson.
Sad, like I gave up on him. If you do get a pig, make sure you have a lot of love in your heart because they get attached to you too.
I've spoken to the Department of Agriculture, the Humane Society, and Animal Services. They all say it is not required to license or register pigs. So if you are interested in buying a mini pig, do your homework and really get to know the breeder beforehand. In the broadcast center, Lauren Michaels, Cronkite News.
This year's El Nino is the strongest storm of its kind in 18 years, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and it's having an impact on what you buy in the grocery store. Cronkite News reporter Chloe Nordquist has more on how these weather patterns are affecting the farms in Arizona.
The first week in January was filled with rain and cold weather as the first round of El Nino weather hit. Arizona has farmland scattered across the state, and even farms here in the valley are feeling impacts of the storms. This field in Tolleson, Arizona is a month behind production. This kale would have been picked by now at Evercrisp Vegetables, but the harvest is behind schedule due to wet weather this winter and recent El Nino storms.
The market has been higher, the market price of the vegetables has been higher because of the lack of yields and the lack of production. It's been pretty much area-wide.
Evercrisp grows everything from parsley to lettuce and produces all their crops in the winter.
Here we have a field of organic kale.
Etchart says they are anticipating more wet weather and are planning accordingly.
We already have in some of the area about 3.5 inches of rain in only 1 week. And if you know that we have only in our area the average is about 7 inches. So we already have half of that in 1 week.
But the increase in moisture isn't all bad news for growers.
We're anticipating one of the benefits from the El Nino is using less irrigation water, relying more on rain.
According to Mostafa, the south half of the state will be much more affected by El Nino. The storm is still a developing phenomena for the rest of the winter, and it's something Mostafa and his colleagues are watching closely.
The last video rental store in the valley closed its doors this past weekend. Is it the end of DVDs, or could they make a comeback? Cronkite News reporter Blake Bernard is live in the media center with some answers.
Once upon a time, video rental stores like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video were as common as Starbucks. But now with the rise of online streaming systems, they have all but vanished. When Video Paradise opened its doors in 1991, Arnold Schwarzenegger was dazzling audiences in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, 25 years later, the last true video rental store in the valley is closing its doors.
And this last summer was a real difficult summer, and as we went into fall, it wasn't getting much better, and we couldn't afford to move, so it seemed to be time for us to go.
The Chandler Video Rental Store closed this past Friday. Still, it stuck around much longer than other national chains like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. In the end, they couldn't compete with online streaming companies like Netflix or Amazon.
And that's really probably been the largest part of the change in our industry. The days of Friday, Saturday night with families coming in, you know, the kids aren't steering the car anymore to the video store.
While the streaming choice may make sense to the average moviegoer, Hawkins believes they are missing out.
And for every movie that's out in the theater that does well, there's 150 of them that you've never heard of that is a quality product.
And for years, Video Paradise was the place where you could find those forgotten films.
If there was something you wanted that was obscure, you know, if it was a foreign movie or if it was just a comedy that you couldn't find anywhere else, you know you could count on it pretty much being here. And if it wasn't, you could ask them and they could probably special order it for you.
So now that video rentals are all but extinct, are we seeing the end of DVDs, or like vinyl, could they make a comeback?
I think you'll always have a niche collector of anything, but I don't feel that it will come back like vinyl. Vinyl is very unique due to the fact that vinyl is very artistic. I mean, a band who put it was part of their soul. And nowadays, it's just mass production.
The final script for Video Paradise is written, and the ending is bittersweet.
It's a sad day, but at the end of the day, very, very pleased that it's lasted as long as it has.
Now, for those that are still looking to purchase those rare films, you can visit any Zia Records location, for your entertainment store, or even your nearest library. Live in the Media Center, Blake Bernard, Cronkite News.
The Waste Management Phoenix Open set an attendance record a year ago, drawing more than 560,000 fans to the event at TPC Scottsdale. And though it has developed a party atmosphere, the players are making sure younger fans can have just as much fun. Cronkite sports reporter Carrie Crowley joins us live from the TPC with details.
For most golfers, Tuesday at the Waste Management Phoenix Open offered an opportunity to familiarize themselves with the course and refine their stroke. But for others, it was a day spent growing the game with a younger generation that represents the future of the sport.
Picturesque TPC Scottsdale and its trademark 16th hole have developed a reputation for raucous crowds.
and tour pros say it's the young energy in the crowd that completes the environment.
This tournament always brings out a lot of people, and I think it exposes the younger people to their game of golf, which is great.
On Tuesday, pro Daniel Summerhays gave back to a crucial segment of his fan base by holding a skills clinic for young local golfers.
They're the future of golf, and I feel like I have some valuable information that I've learned over my life and career that hopefully they can be better for it as well.
While Summerhays was hard at work, other tour pros spent time on the putting green at the Special Olympics Open.
Makes you appreciate, what we get to do, what everyone here gets to do on a daily basis.
The golfers are hoping Tuesday's youth-friendly activities will help the crowd sway in their favor come crunch time.
Hopefully can reminisce with them out there a little bit, give them a high five or a thumbs up and make them feel special. And as that happens, I feel good and less nervous as well. So it's a win-win situation.
The tournament begins on Thursday, and players like Summerhays are looking forward to picking out those young faces and new friends from the crowd. In Scottsdale, I'm Kerry Crowley, Cronkite News.
As one of ABC's top reality shows, Shark Tank has long grabbed viewers' attention and showcased some of the best and worst business pitches.
This is Sential, a startup created by 4 ASU graduate students. Their latest project is called Unicorn, a device that performs chest compression for people experiencing cardiac arrest.
Situations like whole chaotic, it's tense, and how people kind of try to save a life, and there will be like multiple people. Why can't a machine simply just replace the people and reduce the chaos?
Yashwan says his first-hand tragic experience is what inspired him.
I lost my grandfather due to cardiac arrest, and he was in a railway station and nobody gave him CPR.
Tomorrow, they will take their idea to Spark Tank, a contest held by the W.P. Carey School of Business at ASU to compete for a $50,000 prize. According to the event organizer, the winning team gets more than just money.
The Sun Devil Igniter Challenge is funded by 4 gentlemen who make up our board, and they have personally donated the money to give students the opportunity to move their venture forward. Not only do they get money, but they get mentorship from these 4 very successful entrepreneurs as well.
In Scottsdale, I'm Zizeng, Cronkite News.
Uber, the company that can give you a car ride on demand through an app on your phone, has changed its logo. Uber's website says the logo was changed in order to accommodate for new products because Uber doesn't just transport people anymore. In fact, today was Uber Puppy Day in preparation for Animal Planet's Puppy Bowl 11 and Super Bowl 50. And as Audrey Wheel reports, this pregame activity happened today in 7 cities, including Phoenix.
This afternoon, the Uber app was for more than just ordering rides. Phoenix area residents could click on puppies to get puppies delivered anywhere, even your workplace, for a 15-minute playdate.
It was for a good cause.
When you request Uber Puppy Cuddle Time, you'll be making a donation to the Arizona Humane Society, so we hope to raise lots of funds to support our life-saving programs.
And for good publicity.
Partnering with the Arizona Humane Society, being able to deliver puppies for 15 minutes at a time, it's good for them and their public image, and it makes them be endeared by the community as a whole.
Uber delivered puppies in 7 cities today, including Phoenix, in preparation for the upcoming Super Bowl and Puppy Bowl this weekend.
Every company, every brand has its ups and downs with some problems, but that doesn't mean a brand isn't good and doesn't want to do good things. There's a win-win for them, the person who gets the puppy, and certainly Arizona Humane Society.
For $30, customers could buy 15 minutes of puppy playtime. But last year, demand exceeded supply, and it was just as popular this year.
There was actually so many requests for people that were coming, and requesting the Ubers, thousands of requests. Of course, we couldn't accommodate all of them.
Last year, 70 puppies were adopted in the participating cities, including all of the Phoenix puppies. This year, the Arizona Humane Society hopes that all 10 of the delivered puppies will also be adopted. In Phoenix, Audrey Wheel, Cronkite News.
For artists looking to make a decent living, Arizona is the place to work. As it turns out, our state is one of the top places for collectors to live. Cronkite News reporter Chloe Norquist went to the Celebration of Fine Arts event in Scottsdale to find out how independent artists make money in the fine arts industry.
The Celebration of Fine Art provides a space for more than 100 independent artists to work in makeshift studios while displaying their work for art lovers. For many artists, an event like this helps them market their pieces.
Kurt Madsen is working on a horse sculpture right here in his temporary studio at the Celebration of Fine Arts.
Madsen is an independent, self-employed artist who focuses on the relationship between humans and horses. The Arizona artist sells works like this cowboy sculpture for just under $9,000.
There's always a good market here. Like I say, it's one of the reasons we love Arizona.
Arizona is one of Madsen's biggest markets.
The biggest thing is all the great people you get to meet that come from everywhere, because the state does a wonderful job of promoting people to come here.
Arizona has the highest annual mean wage in the nation for full-time fine artists at $95,000 a year, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. However, when including the community of independent artists like Madsen, the state ranks 15th for average income, according to the Arizona Commission of the Arts. Events like Celebration of Fine Arts aims to help these artists.
The strength of Arizona's art business is just growing stronger all the time, and we do have a great national reputation. Collectors can connect directly with the artists and have a very unique experience where they can watch them at work and ask them the questions about how they do what they do and what inspires them.
Artists like Marilyn Stevens come from out of state to sell her art in the Arizona market.
Our sales have always been real consistent and pretty solid, so that keeps us coming back. There's just such a greater volume of people down here.
Stevens says being in Arizona in the winter allows her to sell her work during a time of year that art isn't selling in other states.
There's just a lot more hunger for art down here.
The Celebration of Fine Art is open daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. until March 27th. In the Broadcast Center, Chloe Nordquist, Cronkite News.
With out-of-state tuition hovering around $24,000 a year, college students are always looking for ways to cut costs. Cronkite News reporter James Ulrich tells us about one of the more controversial ways students have found other ways to help pay for their education.
Seeking Arrangements is a dating service that aims to pair self-described sugar daddies with college sugar babies. In exchange for a debt-free college tuition on a campus like this one, sugar babies are expected to spend quality time together. What that means varies with each relationship. Ashley Stella is a junior at ASU and is currently $4,000 in debt. Now she's searching for a solution in the form of a partner.
The gentlemen, the sugar daddies, are the people that are seeking people to like take out on vacations or go out on dates with, or maybe go catch a flick with or something like that.
Students like Ashley have helped ASU to rise to second in the nation when it comes to the number of students who have registered to find companionship on the website Seeking Arrangement. Along with the increased tuition and cost of living, the owner of matchmaking site Cupid's Cronies says a supply of wealthy men in the Valley area may have led to the popularity.
They're looking for someone that is young and attractive, and they're willing to pay for it. And similarly, women are willing to do things in order to get that money.
In return for companionship, the website reports students receive an average of $3,100 a month in the form of tuition, rent, or even gifts. While most students can relate to the expense of college, several on ASU's Tempe campus say looking to a relationship to solve the problem leads to other challenges.
I pity you, and I really wish that you could know your true value and your true worth, that you shouldn't be sold.
People just don't realize when you become dependent upon somebody, you could actually end up being in a worse situation than what you were before.
While Ashley knows her choice may be controversial, she has no regrets.
Nobody's ever helped me pay for college. I've worked my butt off to be able to finance my own car. I've worked my butt off to be able to live in my own place with a roommate, and I'm not just the type of person that's trying to gold dig.
As for the legality of the website, the company says each party sets their own terms for the relationship. While they may not be among the fastest growing participants, both the University of Arizona and Northern Arizona University rank in the top 50 schools on the Seeking Arrangements website. In Phoenix, I'm James Ulrich, Cronkite News.
Tempe Town Lake will be off limits for the next few months as crews install a hydraulically operated steel and concrete dam system. The new dam is expected to be the largest in the country once it's complete. Cronkite News reporter Torrance Dunham is live at Tempe Town Lake with the impact the lake's closure will have on the surrounding businesses and Valley athletes.
Well, another beautiful day out here on the lake, and usually on days like this, Tempe Boat Rentals will rent out all kinds of different boats to people who want to enjoy a day on the lake. But starting tomorrow, that side of their business dries up, as to complete the brand new dam, the lake has to be drained and closed to the public for nearly the next 3 months.
It's not easy for us, but the city has been very good about making it as easy as they can. They've given us a place to store our boats, and they're going to be replacing our docks when they take all the lake water out and they do the dams, and repairing a lot of the infrastructure and everything around the lake. So we're really looking forward to that.
When Tempe Town Lake is finally drained, people won't be able to enjoy a day out on the lake like I am for quite a while. And that's not the only side effect. People that were training for the multiple triathlons either had them pushed back or canceled entirely.
Erica and Chris McClurg have raced together for nearly 20 years and previously used the now canceled Lifetime Tri-Marquee to prepare for the upcoming fall race season.
You know, it is kind of disappointing because then you have to, think, okay, well, I had, this race set up and I plan on doing it this weekend. Now what am I going to do? Do I have to, leave town to go somewhere? Because obviously, you can't really, there's not going to be any races here because the Tempe Town Lake is, empty. So you have to kind of figure out where it is you're going to go now and race. You may have to go out of town or something like that.
While there is disappointment, Chris McClurg believes the time is right to replace the dam.
It's a necessary evil. The lake needs to be refilled. And in order to get that done, we need to do it either in the spring or in the fall. If they do it in the spring, we'll lose a few races in the spring, but we still have our major races in the fall. It needs to be done, and now's the best time to do it.
So the city said if everything goes according to plan, the lake will be refilled and open for business again at the end of April. Live in Tempe, Torrance Dunham, Cronkite News.
It's art to some, but it's illegal. Taggers everywhere leave their mark just about everywhere.
Our reporter Z Zhang shows us how the city of Phoenix is combating graffiti.
Some consider it an art form. But the city of Phoenix doesn't want graffiti painted on its streets, and it costs the city $2 million a year to clean it up. In February, Phoenix is pushing their campaign called Graffiti Free Awareness Month.
It's the city's way of trying to get neighborhoods, the community more involved, recognizing the blight in our neighborhood, which is graffiti.
Currently, the city has a zero tolerance policy. It has installed flash cams to catch taggers. For anyone who's caught in the act, the punishment can be a fine up to $575 or a day behind bars.
Graffiti lowers property values. It discourages homeowners and businesses from coming to the valley.
White has been working as a graffiti buster for 4 years. He says the areas affected the most by graffiti are concentrated in South and Central Phoenix, which also happen to be lower income areas. But progress is slowly being made.
I've seen it decrease. A lot of residents, they thank us, they like us, even if there's any patches on there. We clear it up, make it nice and neat.
With graffiti gone, clean walls come out. In Phoenix, Z Zone, Cronkite News.
It's no surprise that Valentine's Day was the biggest day of the year for florists, and sometimes shops will throw out excess of what they have. But as Cronkite News reporter James Ulrich reports, one flower shop in Phoenix has found a way to donate their extra flowers to a special cause.
Flowers are perishable, so in most cases they are 2 to 4 times the normal price around Valentine's Day, according to the Arizona Family Florist Association. Instead of just throwing out their overstocked flowers from the holiday, God's Garden Treasures in Tempe takes a different approach to dealing with their $250 worth of leftovers.
We just like to pick a place, and usually we like to pray about it and ask God, who needs a blessing today? Who really needs an extra smile from these flowers? And then listen, and then make it happen.
God, thank you for the opportunity to work with such beautiful flowers of your creation. I just thank you and praise you. And God, we want to send joy and blessing, and we know that anybody that receives them is going to enjoy them.
After reflecting, the florist decided to give the 7 extra arrangements to the Fresh Start Women's Foundation in Phoenix. This on-the-job training program is designed to help women who are victims of domestic violence. Maria Limas has been a participant in the program since January and was thankful for the flowers.
Unbelievable. An honor.
Valentine's Day accounts for 36% of holiday purchases and 40% of holiday dollar volume. God's Garden Treasure says it's worth it to skip the profit and to see the joy and delight in recipients' faces.
I'm very happy with the florist. It made my day. I'm so excited. I'm going to run home and tell my girls, I got flowers.
These flowers almost ended up in the trash, but they are now giving fresh blooms to Fresh Start. In Phoenix, I'm James Ulrich, Cronkite News.
A nationally popular food truck stopped by in the Valley this weekend. Cronkite News reporter Alexis Dominguez found out why residents flocked to this Hello Kitty themed truck.
We got engaged at the Japanese National American Museum in LA during the Super Cute World of Hello Kitty Museum exhibit.
Hello Kitty fanatics were out in Scottsdale this weekend, waiting to get their chance to experience the Hello Kitty Cafe truck.
I'm a diehard Hello Kitty fan. I have been since I was 3.
Stacey Mae Simpson came all the way from Mesa and arrived at Scottsdale Quarter at 7 a.m. just to be one of the first in line for the Hello Kitty Cafe truck. When asked what she loved most about Hello Kitty, she said she loved everything.
I went to Hello Kitty Con. I went to the Super Cute Friendship Festival. They always bring something new to the table.
The driver of this truck, Alan T., says the fans love the truck and always come out when they hear the truck is coming to a city near them.
We like to relate the Hello Kitty truck to a unicorn. You know, you don't always see it, and it only comes to every city once.
Hello Kitty fans Stephanie and Susan say they have been waiting for this day for 6 months.
We're here today because we went to Hello Kitty Con last year in LA. We loved it. Kitty. We loved it. We loved it. We had the best time. We were there for the whole day. We bought $1 million worth of merchandise, and that's why we're here today, because we want to buy more.
The food truck has a variety of sweet treats that feature Hello Kitty's face and a signature bow.
Today we have Petit Four mini cakes. They're an almond-based mini cake that go great with tea or coffee. We have our French macaroons, our cookie set. We also have our bow water bottles, t-shirts, and mugs.
When asked what Hello Kitty themed pastry she wanted, Lauren said she was not going to hold back.
I'm probably getting, well, one of everything on the truck and hopefully something to add to my collection.
There are Hello Kitty stores and shops across the world, but there is only one Hello Kitty food truck. In Scottsdale, Alexis Dominguez, Cronkite News.
That's it for this Cronkite News Money and Business Beat special. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.